think first of all, the important thing to me and to make people aware of is that, carers are suddenly expected to do a full-time job that they didn't apply for, and certainly not trained for a condition like Parkinson's. And it's not just caring for the person themselves, but some find themselves having to take on additional roles which were previously shared or governed by their other loved one, such as finances or booking appointments and holidays, the DIY, the gardening, all those day-to-day things, which makes even more demands in their time. And some already have full-time jobs, looking after grandchildren, have regular activities of their own, but suddenly they find themselves having to juggle multiple roles, and it's ever changing. So the carer's got to wear many hats, and they could be a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, a chauffeur, a dietitian, a pharmacist, to juggle all the many changing meds. And that, coupled with the uncertainty of the condition itself and the future, it leads to real adverse effects in the carer. And this role will become more and more demanding as the condition progresses and we age. So free time is just no longer a luxury. It's the tiny bit you've got left at the end of a day after you've attended to your personal and all the other things that go with running your day-to-day life and household. And even then, by that time, some of them are just too exhausted to enjoy their free time. But caregivers largely, are experiencing symptoms themselves as fatigue, grief for what their future would have been, or the loss of the relationship with their partner, etc. They've got anxiety, they've got distress, frustration, guilt, and lots of times just sadness for the situation. So these are not things they want to always share with their person with Parkinson's, and sometimes just close friends and things, don't sort of get it, and it's important that they can then get a break away from Parkinson's, and actually enjoy time with friends or family out with that, where they can just be themselves again and have time to simple things like have a good night's sleep, just laugh, not feel any guilt or burdens about really just doing activities that they maybe enjoyed regularly in a previous life. There are some facilities to have a short break, but largely I don't think people really know about them. But we really need to be able to give carers time, because at the end of the day, we need to let them recuperate so that they can continue to maintain the valuable care that they give on a daily basis, and avoid burnout themselves, So literally a short break away, and now that could be as little as an hour or a half day or what have you, but literally, having, an overnight or a weekend away is often priceless for people, just that real time to get rest, to recharge and keep their own sort of relationship so that they have just energy to keep going.